Welcome back to What Arty Noobs of General Disturbance, and in this replay we have the unextraordinary PFET, or Vet as I'll call him here, and he's in the M44. In fact, his team has 3 M44s, and we're on the north spawn of Swamp. Okay, he's moving over to the east, and he's found some trees. Yep, he's setting up behind the trees. Okay, he's loaded, he's ready to go. He's just adjusting himself. Okay, and he's looking towards the south, and this passage area here near the castle is where the heavies tend to meet to encounter and have a brawl. Type 64 is moving close to the castle now. He'll probably spot any of the enemy, and Fet is indicating that he's looking at the castle area, and people will have seen that on the map. Okay, Type 64 has reached the castle, and he's found an AMX-12T. That's a tier 6 autoloader French light. Okay, lining up a shot, rounds out, and it's splash damage 181 on the 12T. It's backing off. Unfortunately, it went out of sight before he could do any more damage. He's almost reloaded. I think that Type 64 has gone a little farther away in protection. He's a bit worried about that autoloader cannon on the 12T. Okay, there's an IS-2 moved into the castle now, and the Tiger 1's backing him up. Okay, we can see a Chi-Nu, and Fet is aiming at the Chi-Nu. Yep, selected it. Let the aim reticule close. Fires, and it lands near where the Chi-Nu was. We don't know if it did any damage. It probably stunned him. It was close. A T-29's been seen near the castle. Oh, there was some stun damage on the Chi-Nu there, so obviously we do know that Fet stunned him. The T-29 KV-3 and the enemy team are trying to get a shot at that IS-2. Okay, Fet tries a shot at the T-29, and he hits it! That's a definite explosion, 140 hit points. Definitely hit it. Okay, he's looking at that Chi-Nu again, a little further off. Looking behind it, lining up a shot behind it. Round out. Oh, and the Chi-Nu stops, but he still does 192 stun damage. Oh, an OI experimental, a big juicy heavy with a lot of hit points to take. He's waiting for the reload. He knows where it is. He keeps his aim on that spot. Fires his round. It goes in. No explosion. That tells us it definitely hit the OI. Okay, he's looking back to that T-29 again. Still trying to get at the IS-2. See, he's almost reloaded. Rounds out. And he looks back to see... Oh, he can see the enemy M44. The enemy M44 has been spotted. It's a little further away. It may have been spotted by the Type 64. Okay, he can splash that M44 from behind that house. Just needs to lay the round next to the house. He fires the round. You can't see the M44. He's found the FV304 on the enemy team. It's been found by the Type 64. Okay, it's a bit too close to fire at though. Okay, and it's been taken down. It's been killed. He was almost ready to fire at that Churchill gun carriage, but he's going to aim at the OI again. He fires the round. Looks around. He hits the OI experimental. That was a definite hit. No doubt that. 244 hit points and a stun. Okay, he's following the OI. It looks like the OI stopped behind that rock for cover. He fires a round behind the rock. There is an explosion, but we don't know. We don't think it will hit. It won't have hit the OI, but it may have splashed it. Oh my gun! There's a Wolverine. It's just round the. It's just really, really close, within 100 meters. He's doing a manual aim, trying a shotgun, letting the aim settle. And he kills the Wolverine for 102 hit points. May have been easier if he'd auto-aimed at that point using the right-hand mouse button. Okay, he's going back to look to the south, but there's 2 enemy tanks that are unsighted in the east. Now, they may be headed in this direction. Yep, Fet's decided that that's probably the right decision, to look in this direction, because he doesn't know what's going to turn up. He's still in the bushes, so he still can't be seen, but they may turn up at any second. Yep. The Chi-Nu has been seen, and he's closing. He's within 150 yards. Trying for a manual aim. He fires! He hits it! And the Chinu gets taken out by one of the M44s on his own team. So he's killed that. And there's an AMX 12T. Now that 12T will be communicating his Fett's position. And yes, he gets hit by an FV304. There's an enemy FV304 nearby. Puts a round in, hits and stuns Fett's crew. He needs to pull away from this area quickly. Otherwise he'll be on the receiving end of another shot. The MV304 reloads very quickly. That 12T is still nearby, within 200 meters. He's decided to head down the riverbank. Yeah, that'll give him some measure of protection. Okay, he doesn't want to go too far forward because he might be seen by the Su-152. He's aiming at the Churchill gun carriage further off to the south. Okay, but that 12T is still a problem behind him. He fires around at the Churchill gun carriage and he gets a direct hit for 183 hit points and the stun. Nice stun. And the Churchill gets hit and taken out by another M44. The same M44 that apparently took out the Chinu. Okay, he's having a look at that Su-152 behind the buildings. He fires around. Unfortunately, it goes into the buildings, but there's been some damage on spotting. It looks like actually that 12T is directly behind him. He needs to move quick, otherwise that FV304 will fire another shot at him. Okay, he's aimed, but the 12T is taken out by a T-67. Okay, he needs to relocate quick. That Burt, yes, that Burt fired at him, stunned him. That FV304 must be very close, because it hasn't got a great range, but for him to aim that quickly and get him, he's in grave danger right now. The FV304 is quite manoeuvrable, but many consider that the M44 is actually a much better fast Arty than the FV304 now that the change has been made. He's using the ridgeline on this riverbank here to conceal himself and this bush, and he's having a look south again. Can't see anything yet. Still one of the M44s on his own team to help him. That M44 is out in the open though. A little further south to the off to his right, and he's moving forward. Okay, Fett's looking at this M44 over on the other side of the map near the enemy cap. He's moving back, he's lining up the shot behind him. Oh, and the M44 stops and pulls forward just at the right moment. Oh, that's sad. Okay, let's see if we can get him the second shot. Great thing about the M44 is it does reload very, very quickly. The M44 is using that rock for cover, but that won't help him against Fett's shot. Lines it up, rounds out. And it's a direct hit and kills the enemy M44. Oh my god, the enemy Burt's is really close. He's just taken out Fett's teammate, the M44. Oh, and Fett's not reloaded yet. Now he is. He's now reloaded. Ready to fire. He fires. He hits the Burt. He does 205 damage, but he doesn't kill. He tries a ram kill. And that does some damage, but it doesn't do enough. The Burt's going to be reloaded. The Burt derps into the water. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is a real battle between Arty. They're trying to turn, but the FV304 can turn and move faster than the M44 can. He lines up another shot, and he derps the water again, and Fett kills him with a shotgun right into the side. That Burt really, really wasted those two shots. If only he'd been a little more steady, he would have got Fett, but Fett held his cool, and he killed that Burt really well. Okay, Fett's moving south now. It's only him and the T-67, and the only enemy remaining is an Su-152. Now, he was last seen to the south behind these houses, and I think it was actually Fett who was firing at him at the time, so he could be anywhere nearby. Fett's a bit cautious about moving further south here because the Su-152 could have set up in any of the trees around the castle and be waiting for a member of Fett's team to go driving straight past and blast him in the side. And of course, seeing as Fett's lost half his hit points now, he's very vulnerable. Okay, T-67 stopped capping. I think the T-67 thought that the SU-152 might make a run on the cap. He's moved off to the west. He's looking at the area where the SU-152 might normally approach the cap to take pot shots at anyone who is capping. Still no sign. There's 4 minutes 45 seconds to go on the clock. Plenty of time to do the cap. But I think they're going to have to move. They can't sit around forever waiting for the SU-152 to turn up. Of course, this is a standard battle, so it should only take a minute and a half for one of them to cap on their own. But if it was, if the both of them went into the cap, it should take a lot, be a lot quicker. No, still no sign of this SU-152. He's either being very sneaky, or he's unable to get to the cap, or he's waiting for them to cap so that he can then attack them whilst they're in the cap and get a defender's medal. No, Fett's decided to go, and he asked the T-67 if he wanted Fett to do some scouting. Not really a great scouter, the M44, but it shows the courage of Fett to actually suggest that he would do this. And I must admit, I've done it myself. You know, you take an M44 out and you go scouting in it. You have got this one very, very big gun, and it can be very powerful if you discover the enemy and dirt them in the side. But it's not the sort of vehicle you really want to be running around in if there's a hidden tank destroyer hiding in a bush somewhere. Okay, he's decided to go to the channel on the south. It will hide him from cover, give him cover rather from enemies being seen by the enemy. And we know this SU-152 is not here because the T-67 was around this area, so Fett's perfectly safe while he's here. There are plenty of places he can go and have a look from here without being seen, so long as he stays below these reg lines. Doesn't want to go over them. Okay, he's going for these bushes. He's going to have a look in the bushes, wait to see if the SU-152 can be seen coming towards the cap. No sign yet. There's only 2 minutes 5 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to. They're going to have to move soon. They have to start capping. Yep, there's the warning for 2 minutes to go. The T-67's come back. He's having a look on these on the ridgeline, see if he can get a better sight. Nope, he's come down. He's now headed towards the cap. They're both going to cap together. Okay, his Fett's moving behind the cap. There's a nice little depression just behind the cap there you can hide in. If the enemy does turn up, of course, he can drop back into that depression. He can't be seen very easily, but he can still fire, and he can actually half submerge in the water to fire out, which makes it all the more difficult for the enemy to get him. Now, the ideal practice here for an Arty and a tank destroyer would be for them to aim in different directions. That way, if one of them spots the enemy first, they'll get a shot off before, just in case the other one has to turn their gun and wait, turn their gun and fire. So always best to point in different directions when you're doing this. But it also helps if you're one hiding behind the other, because it makes it difficult for the enemy to hit both of you at the same time. Mind you, the enemy does have an SU-152. It does have a 152mm gun, and if he's using high explosive, that can be quite deadly. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and they've captured. They've won the battle. That's a great replay. I don't see why the T-67 had to ram Fett up the posterior, but yes, they've won the battle anyway. It didn't really matter. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's an Ace Tanker for Fett, the unextraordinary Fett, a Bruiser medal. A Confederate means he hit more enemy than anyone else, and he hit 6 tanks that other people subsequently destroyed. And he did 3 kills and 2.2k damage. Let's have a look at the team scores. He was the highest in damage with 2.2k, 2,202. He got 3 kills, the highest number of kills, and his base XP was 1,228. It looks like the SU-152, who was wasn't seen, he managed to get the high caliber. I wonder what happened to him. He did get 3 kills, so he was very active. Let's have a look at this. Fired 17 shots, 9 direct hits, 9 penetrations, 6 splash, 2,202 damage. Of that, 1,605 was at more than 300 meters. Obviously, we know that the Burt and the shotguns that the 2 shotguns that Fett did were much closer. He received 3 hits as a result of splash damage. The enemy vehicles damage destroyed with 9 vehicles damaged, 3 destroyed. Damage due to his assistance was 118. Damage due to stuns, 676. He caused 12 stuns. That's an awful lot. Base capture points was 47. He has a premium account, so he earned 49,727 credits. After deductions for repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he walked away with 36,955 credits. His XP was 1,842 times 3 for first victory of the day. He came away with 5,526 XP. Okay, that's a great battle, great result. And I actually do have some news for you, because I found out subsequent to this battle and watching the replay that the T-67 on Fett's team managed to contact the SU-152, and he'd overturned on the battlefield, so he was unable to come back to the cap. He was sitting there wondering what was going to happen next, and of course, since they didn't go looking for him, they didn't find him. He was stuck, couldn't do anything about it. So good result, well done Fett. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. We have great battles like this all the time. Thanks for watching.